When you're named after an Egyptian god, expectations are gonna be high. But Amon-Ra St. Brown's dad knew his son was gonna be different. His dad was Mr. Universe twice and had him lifting weights when he was just 5 years old. That's the same age the German national soccer team asked him to stay in Europe. 16 years later, we could be talking about the Dirk Nowitzki of the NFL. With an older bro in the league and another at Stanford, the youngest St. Brown had a lot to live up to. And all Amon-Ra grew up to be was one of the best receivers to ever come out of high school. He brought a state ring and a natty to powerhouse Mater Dei. Since then, all St. Brown's done is kill it at USC. Amon-Ra is a straight bully at receiver, who can play in any spot and catch every ball. Now he's ready for his next chapter. This is the story of the Ball family of college football. The real story of Amon-Ra St. Brown. Amon-Ra Julian Haruf J. St. Brown was born on October 24, 1999. He was named after the ultimate god in Egyptian religion. No pressure to grow up to be something big, right? He grew up in Anaheim Hills, California, with two older brothers, Osiris and Equanimous. His dad, John, was an unreal bodybuilder who won Mr. Universe twice. Pops didn't want his sons to have boring names because he knew they were destined for big things. Saint in their last names wasn't even from family roots. John just thought it looked sick on the back of their jerseys, and he wasn't wrong. But John Brown had bigger aspirations for his sons than just some cool names. When Amon-Ra turned 5, all three brothers started weight training. They bench pressed metal bars and had specific diets. It was all business in the Brown household. The boys played basketball, baseball, and football. But soon it was clear they were going to be a football fam. John told his sons he thought he could get them to the NFL, but they had to buy in. While Dad got them ready to chase success on the field, their mom, Miriam, wanted them to be just as talented in the classroom. She would only speak to her sons in her native German. Amon-Ra actually spent 4th grade going to school in Paris. What's even crazier is when St. Brown was 5, he was so legit at soccer that the German national team asked him to stay in Europe. The youngest bro would make the right call to stay in the US and chase greatness in football. Growing up, Amon-Ra, Osiris, and Equanimous were all super close. They were mad competitive in everything they did, and all shared a room for a ton of their childhood. Each brother thought he was the best in the fam, but it was nothing but love. Once things started clicking on the field, the brothers were wanted all across college football. As Amon-Ra geared up for high school, Equanimous was getting ready to sign for Notre Dame. The youngest St. Brown had a lot to live up to, but he wanted to not only be the best in his family, but the best receiver in the nation. Amon-Ra started high school in Anaheim at Servite, joining his older brother Osiris. Before he finished year 1, he got his first offer from the University of Utah. Without much high school production, colleges were already taking notice. A month later, he got his second offer from Washington State. With things starting to heat up, the St. Brown brothers got a dope opportunity to take their game to the next level and transfer to California powerhouse Mater Dei. The competition was even crazier, but if you could start at Mater Dei, you were going places. Mater Dei star QB JT Daniels had played against Amon-Ra as a kid and wanted him and his brother to join the Monarchs.
I hit him up in the 7-on-7 circuit and told him we got to give him the Mater Dei.
In the summer of 2015, before he even played a snap of sophomore ball, Notre Dame offered. And then Boise State came through too. Amon-Ra was starting to get his, but now he had to back it up on the field for a team loaded with top receivers. As a sophomore, Amon-Ra still racked up almost 400 yards and 3 scores in limited action. The Monarchs only went 10-3, but everyone could see his potential, including Nick Saban, who offered St. Brown in November of 2015. The statement offer every kid wants. Amon-Ra's recruiting world was about to turn all the way up. Spring of 2016 saw mad offers come in for the young St. Brown. ASU, UCLA, Washington, Cal, Michigan State, and Stanford. By summer, he picked up scholarships from his hometown USC and LSU. Amon-Ra was for sure going to be college bound, but he knew he had to go crazy in year 3 to be considered the top receiver in his class. With his guy JT Daniels at quarterback, Amon-Ra went off as a junior with over 1,200 yards and 21 touchdowns. Most kids don't score 21 tutties in 3-4 years. Amon-Ra proved that he was that guy against some of the best competition in the nation. Mater Dei started the season 13-0, but fell in the championship game to rival St. John Bosco. Still, Amon-Ra was doing right by his dad and was putting himself on the map more and more. He also got named an All-American that fall. Amon-Ra had a lot left to prove in 2017, his final ride in high school. Mater Dei seniors were out for vengeance and a state ring. By the start of 2017, Amon-Ra saw his monster junior year pay off even more. New offers came in from Auburn, Michigan, and The Ohio State. The crazy thing about Amon-Ra is that he's not this 6'4" ball hawk. He was right around 6 feet tall, but the future college star was a complete receiver, ran every route mad crisp, was insanely physical, and almost never dropped a pass. Teammates said he was made in a lab. All eyes were on him in Mater Dei for their senior years. Let's just say they didn't disappoint. Mater Dei would go 15-0 with a state ring and a national championship. Amon-Ra was in his bag all year, racking up over 1,300 yards and 20 touchdowns. He stepped up in their biggest games too. In 2 wins against rivals Bosco, including the SoCal championship game, he put up over 350 yards and 3 scores. And then in the state title game against NorCal powerhouse De La Salle to basically clinch the national championship, he had 137 yards and 2 TDs. Just unstoppable every game. It was the dream ending every football star wants to finish high school. Amon-Ra would go on to play in the Army All-American game. One of his coaches there said St. Brown was the best high school receiver he'd ever seen. Then, on January 6, 2018, Amon-Ra made his college choice, picking USC over Stanford and Notre Dame, his big bro schools. St. Brown finished as 247 Sports' 10th best player in the 2018 class, and number 3 overall on Rivals. Amon-Ra backed up everything his dad preached, all the training and hours in the gym. Now he was ready to prove his worth even more in college. By 2018, John St. Brown had 2 sons in college and a 3rd in the NFL. After Equanimous got drafted by the Packers, they were the Ball family of football for real. John saw greatness in his sons, just like LeVar, and it doesn't get much more elite than 3 sons in college and beyond. Especially at schools like USC, Stanford, and Notre Dame. John said he loved what LeVar was doing with Lonzo, LaMelo, and Jello. Papa Brown wanted his sons to destroy everyone in front of them. Because as he said, lions can't live with the lambs, and like LaMelo, Amon-Ra had the chance to be the best in the family. He could start earning that reputation in year 1 at USC. The Trojans are always stacked at wideout, but Amon-Ra was able to play early and often as a true freshman. By the end of 2018, St. Brown finished with 60 catches, 750 yards, and 3 scores. He went off big time in a big game against Texas, putting up 9 catches for 167 yards. As just a true freshman, y'all. Still just a teenager, Amon-Ra was already looking league bound. Going into his sophomore year, everybody in the Pac-12 knew they had to plan for St. Brown. So my guy naturally just got more Aki. In March of 2019, he posted a vid of himself on IG benching 365 pounds.
That's what it is. Hey, squeeze tight. Deep breath. Get on them toes. Get on them toes.
Throwing weight like DK Metcalf. In the fall, things got off to a rocky start for the Trojans. Starting QB JT Daniels went down with a torn ACL in the season opener. It was tough for the whole team, but Amon and the guys fought on. St. Brown wasn't going to have a sophomore slump. 77 catches, 1,100 yards, 7 scores. On November 9th, 2019, my guy had another career game. 173 yards and a touchdown against Arizona State. Amon-Ra was showing he had real NFL potential. When the calendar flipped to 2020, everyone and everything was affected by COVID. With the Pac-12 season in doubt, Amon-Ra and USC wrote a letter to the governor of California and ultimately helped get the conference back playing. In a shortened season, St. Brown still did his thing. USC went 5-1, and Amon-Ra nearly had 500 yards and 7 touchdowns, including 4 1/4 against Washington State. Sheesh! He got that first team all Pac-12 too. While USC didn't win the conference, Amon-Ra showed he was ready for the next level. On January 2nd, 2021, St. Brown officially declared for the NFL draft. He has a chance to go in the early rounds and make his dreams come true. For a kid born with an Egyptian god's name, a dad like John Brown, and an older bro in the league, Amon-Ra really killed it. Now he's mad close to the ultimate dream, getting drafted in the NFL.
Combine. This real NFL. We ain't around no more. Come on. This for all the marbles.
We're looking at the first German skilled player in league history. I tried to tell y'all, this could be football's Dirk. We only see bigger and bigger things coming for Amon-Ra St. Brown, no matter who drafts him. It's been your favorite storyteller, OT Cambo. I gotta get out of here and watch some more overtime. Later.
Go long. Man, you're not open. Alright. While I wait until they're open, hey, can you click the link right here? You got way more videos for you. And subscribe, alright? Alright, come on. Ready?